Welcome, everyone, to the umpteenth state of play.
Early August.
And we open up with a
With
yellow
a weird line on
line.
the screen.
Remember, it's always at the beginning, and then does the jingle of the PlayStation.
Okay,
And just see, it's the soundtrack from Fantasia.
I guess.
Rating RPM.
Oh, let's start immediately with Crash. Okay.
Okay, starting off with the
Yeah.
best thing, I see.
Bandicoot 4, it's about time. Crash 4 is a direct sequel to Crash Bandicoot.
Well, I guess it's one way to get
Oh,
paid.
Crash.
And Dr. Entropy have finally
Well,
escaped
already
the
this might be the
control
best
of the
Sony state of play that there's
scientists
been.
whole
Oh, hey,
Oh, so-
Entropy.
Now they've
Yeah,
got
Entropy is...
eyes
But,
on
well,
not
to be
only
fair, it's a
from
direct
this
sequel to
dimension,
Warp, so
but all
yeah,
dimensions.
you can guess either.
Gotta say,
Go save the day.
wasn't
Also-
taking them a while to grow back up to normal.
Also, I need more of Corey Burton's fake large British accent, so why not?
Well, it makes sense. Apparently, this is a different timeline from, like, the timeline that involves Wrath of Cortex, Crash of the Titans,
the
and,
rest.
and Mind Over Mutant. Apparently, the idea is like, well, unlike that timeline, this timeline actually takes place after the true ending of Warped. Whereas with Wrath of Cortex, the theory is that that one takes place after the bad ending.
Definitely been changes
Poor
since we first
Crash.
saw Insanity Beach all those years ago.
Does Crash really do not have a house?
He does have a house, actually.
Poor bastard has to live on the beach constantly.
Yeah, he does.
Boo-hoo, that sounds like my dream.
He actually
And
does.
also, to be fair, I don't think many inhabit the islands anyway.
Yeah. Well, there are the natives, but they're not very, colloquial.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, welcome to Crash Adventure 2.
Yeah, the new powers.
Funny, just like Wrath of Cortex, we also introduced 4 new masks in this game.
Except this time you play as the masks as opposed to the masks being the villains.
Oh, cool, new costume.
Nice.
Alright, I forgot, they were mentioned, oh shit, they were mentioned as like some pre-order bonus, I've already some costumes. So.
There has been word that the
If
Wampa Fruit.
if it's just cosmetics, I'm fine.
There has been word
Yeah,
that
they,
the.
they just said they're totally cosmetic.
There you go.
Yes.
So it removes even the risk of microtransactions on that regard, at least for the costumes.
There has been word that the Wampa Fruit will be apparently a form of currency for this,
We'll
hence why
see.
there's so many of them.
Oh, gravity change.
Yep.
So basically now we're taking everything from Sonic, Mario, you name it. So when are we taking power-ups from Tiny Tasmanian Tiger?
Also from Wrath of Cortex itself.
Well, yeah, the masks.
Fourth mask, Akano. But that's gonna have to wait for another day.
Oh.
What we can tell
Oh?
you today, though, is that Crash
Of
is
course
the
it'll have to wait for
character
another
you can
day.
take control of during this adventure. For starters, you can play the entire game.
Of course, yeah.
Any level that you can play as Crash, you can also play as Coco.
Oh, so you
that's
can
cool.
completely ignore the title character and play as Coco if you
Story this
wish.
time as well.
True.
We'll do
for
that.
For the SA trilogy, you still needed to play like 1 or 2 levels of each game before unlocking completely Coco, but so yeah.
Here you can see that you'll be taking control of Neo Cortex.
Cortex, are you okay?
And yes, you do get to play as Cortex.
In addition to playing as Cortex,
When was the last time you could do that?
For the first time,
Dwibs.
Oh, you
Oh!
can play as Dingo Dial? Seriously?
Oh,
That is awesome.
Ooh.
Dingo Dial and Crash 4.
They are. There's every Australian's dream come true.
Pretty much.
He hung up his old flamethrower rocket launcher combo when he decided to retire from a life of villainy and open a diner. Unfortunately for Dingo, fortunately,
open a diner.
After only one game, he packed up villainy.
Well, I forgot. What was his
In this
ending
timeline, at
in
least.
CTR, Jova?
Well, his ending in CTR was actually that he got into the,
Whoa.
What the?
Oh,
Sonic Generations
Sonic
now.
Generations.
Okay, yeah, we really are taking from Mario and Sonic
Oh
here.
god, these filters.
Anyway, in regard.
Oh gosh, this is terrible to look at.
Anyway, Tio, in regards to Dingo Dial's ending in CTR, he got into the genetics business, where basically, like,
So this is a Beanox co-creation, this bit.
makes sense given all the alternate costumes and
Sorry, go on,
designs.
Jova.
Dingo Dial's ending was that he got into the eugenics business here, of combining 2 species into one each, procreating between different species of whatnot. or engineering
Also-
supposedly dominant races.
Also, with all these different filters, I'm
Oh,
surprised
we
don't have.
even get Ghost of Tsushima mode.
I'm surprised we don't get the everything is black
Oh, yeah.
silhouette, with a red filter on the background, but every platformer had like Donkey Kong Country Returns or Rayman Origins.
Sorry, but that doesn't work. It would have to have mono sound and
So that's some of the new stuff that we have in store for
and
you
have
Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
lines.
Experience the space and time bending madness.
Yes, it is
Cool,
about
cool,
time.
That's cool.
And you also would have to have Japanese voices to
Well,
He's-
well, there are Japanese voices in the game.
True, yeah, he's talking mainly about the look anyway.
There you go. We're gonna mention some VR stuff.
We opened the show
And
with an
PS4
all-new
as
look
well.
at Crash
Yeah.
4. It's about time.
So yeah, okay, this may arguably be the best state of play for that alone already. Well,
Yeah, but we've got one
because
giving
of
it
the
30
Tsushima
minutes.
There you go,
Oh, Hitman
Dreams.
3.
hey,
This
Hitman.
one's for you.
So yeah, the very first Hitman game to be both developed and published by IOI themselves.
Completely on their own, yeah.
Yeah, so this time, if Hitman 3 fucks something up, you can blame
It's their
IO for that
fault.
100%.
So in how
Not
many
Eidos,
creative
not
ways we
Square,
can
not
kill
WB,
someone here?
These guys.
Besides,
Wait,
it's
oh,
just a game.
VR support.
Well, it makes sense.
Oh, don't worry about that. My aunt.
I mean, thinks that's a target.
I'll call you when I get
So you get to see it literally through the eyes of Agent 47, trying to find your target.
What, you were expecting a barcode covering your vision constantly, Lives?
Oh no, I mean, you don't see out the back of your head, do you?
So,
Alright, so let's take the quiet approach.
so if I understand correctly, Hitman 3 will have the option of VR, but thankfully won't require
Yeah,
it.
It says VR mode included.
Exactly.
Oh, you're not going to shove him out the window?
Subtlety
Wait,
libs.
Agent 47 needs to be discreet. What? You think it's like that escape mode movie?
Oh, yeah, you can play the whole of the trilogy in VR.
Maybe he'll
Nice.
shove him out the window
Well,
after
it's
you
a first
strangled
per-
him.
well,
I don't
it's a
know.
first
It may
person
be-
game, so I guess it.
Pedro. Hitman is not first person,
Wait,
God.
what is
Well,
this?
that looks
First
first person though.
That was
That-
VR, that was the VR
That's
mode.
VR mode.
Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to yell at me, dude. Come on.
No, I was trying to
What
make
is
myself
this?
Okay,
heard of it.
Pedro.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like, what the hell is this? Pieces of paper, a puzzle.
It's the dark, gritty Professor Layton reboot.
Huh.
I knew Level 5 would succumb to that
Luke,
eventually.
Luke, I find myself on a new Uncharted console. Please help me.
No problem.
Get me out of this
Professor.
shit.
I will.
The
I will
one ring.
avenge you.
What was the neutered one ring on the floor?
I will avenge you, Professor.
Oh snap, time is bending.
And this time it won't be a money gun.
What's
It'll
this?
be a
Time
gun.
is reversing?
You can
That's
do
so
it
nice.
that.
Oh, it's Braid?
Braid.
Yeah, the aesthetic reminds me of Braid, and that involves the time. Yeah, this is.
Wait, it is!
It's
Is
it's a sequel or a port?
What?
Wow, is it on Xbox?
Basically, a platformer indie with the, color pastel, like a painting. There you go, Braid Anniversary Edition support.
Quite the convoluted game, actually.
Interesting.
It also has a very ambiguous moral at the end that I still don't understand completely. And also, some secrets are very cryptic. Sorry.
Does it tie into time travel or anything? Because
Yes,
that's
well, not necessarily just time travel. Time manipulation is one of your powers.
interesting.
So basically, they just, did a lot of touch-ups. So it's not literally just a port; it's a more enhanced one.
Enhance the mood, and many hours of developer commentary and interviews on subjects like puzzle design, programming.
Oh, goody, developer commentary.
Oh, that's nice, honestly. Brady is, in fact, a piece of history in the early years of indie games. So it is slightly important at the very least.
I kind of wish, if you're listening to the
But it won't
commentary
go
while
on.
playing the game, there'd be a bit where if you die, the commentators stop themselves to say, lol, lol, you failed.
The path.
Oh,
Wrecked.
PS5! Wait, I thought there wasn't gonna be any PS5 news.
They
they
didn't
said
say that
no,
exactly.
they never said that.
Only not only major Java, only indie or third-party minor stuff.
Not first party
Hello.
stuff.
The Pathless.
The Pathless
Or
is
as we
a
say here in
world
Britain,
myth
the
I
and
think we
Pathless.
already
set
saw
in the
this
vast
somewhere.
forest. You play as the hunter. The hunter is a
But
master
who's
of
the
archery.
hunted?
She can shoot talismans to fill her dash meter, which allows her to bound across the landscape.
Dude, this will totally be a great candidate for that
Dynamic
PlayStation
Oh,
Battlestars
you
Royale
really go fast, I will
sequel.
say
The
that.
game's unique take on archery is all about timing, not aiming down sights.
And
This
That's
is
about as
what-
likely
what
as
if-
Smash Brothers getting an Xbox.
what if Sonic had a bow?
And performing acrobatic
Oh,
maneuvers.
you can literally
You can
ride
see
an
the
eagle
field
across
as
the
skilled as
gap.
the hunter herself.
I guess movement, positioning and movement is an important key, but
Yeah. This is pretty much the why don't the eagles fly to the
With help
fly
from
the
the
Fellowship
eagle, you
to
can even
Mordor.
also that's a falcon, not an
The bond
eagle.
between the hunter and the eagle is central in the
Oh
difference.
fuck! It's
Yes.
too small to be an eagle narrator. What are you talking about?
You can gain altitude while you glide by flapping.
I guess even the
So
narrator
basically,
thinks
this
it's
whole
an
game is a
eagle.
lie.
Unless
Well, I'm pretty confident that if I shoot something in the air, I don't actually go faster.
Make sure you pet the eagle to keep it clean.
Make
and in
sure
good
you
flying
pet
condition.
the eagle.
Huh. It looks cute. Maybe that is an eagle. The wingspan does look like it could fit in the eagle family.
I mean, it might be, but it's the size. If it is, it's still very young, specimen.
Maybe I guess that's the
cares?
idea.
Shiroi,
Oh,
just
and
because
collecting
just
crystals
because
will
a
let you
game
upgrade the eagle's
that
ability
allows
to
you to
fly.
pet an animal doesn't make it 10 out of 10.
Oh, and
I know.
You'll also discover larger puzzles to solve in ancient structures. The Pathless is all about finding your own way forward. So unlike most open world games, there's no map. Instead, the hunter can use her
Cool.
mask to peer into the spirit world and discover
Well,
different
the
landmarks.
Getaway didn't have
It
a
even shows you where you've
open
A map, huh?
didn't have a map, and that was open world, and that came out in
Getting to higher vantage
2002.
points will let you see further with spirit vision.
So it's not really a unique selling point here, guys.
To be fair, with a couple of times I've passed, and a lot of
Giant
open world
cursed
game has
spirits,
spoiled
the source of the
players,
darkness, pose a
with
constant threat to you in the quest.
over detailed maps
They will try to separate
and
you
markers
from the eagle.
everywhere. Oh, finally, you have something else to shoot? Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Jesus. No, not
Sauron's-
the eagle!
Is this Sauron's cousin now?
It looks like Iblis.
Stay still in the
Yeah,
light to
Iblis
avoid
is
detection.
secretly Sauron's cousin.
Ooh. Shit.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I get the idea that not being caught is the best option.
You won't be able to take on the cursed spirits until you've returned light to the obelisks.
Figures.
Yeah, it's very similar to. It reminds me a lot of a Zelda game, just with it does some take with more speed onto it. If anything, it reminds me of those absurd Breath of the Wild speed runs that do all those crazy shit.
Corner them
Yeah.
Final battle.
For a second there, I thought you were snowboarding.
Well, considering the speed you're using, yeah, it's almost like that.
If you were playing this with the PlayStation camera, the microphone, every time you shout fire, they like that.
Leaves, it's not the Konami laser scope.
Fire! 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 Fire!
Fuck.
Provided you can say anything and it would work.
Pretty much.
Yep. The music sounds nice.
Yeah.
The hunter and eagle will have to defeat the cursed spirits to bring light back to the world.
Well, there you are. There's your lights.
I hope you've enjoyed this overview of the
We've done it.
We've only scratched the surface.
I don't need
There's
to
so
buy the
much
game
more to
now because we
explore
do it.
and discover. The Pathless is coming out later this year. Thanks for watching.
Oh, already later. So it's gonna be launch title for the PS5.
Nice.
Near launch.
Well, it's later this year, Dwebs, so unless it's like a couple weeks later after the launch, it's gonna be still pretty close. There we go. Next.
Next up, let's see what's in
Oh,
store.
Spelunky 2. It's been a while since we actually talked about this.
Creator of Spelunky.
Oh.
For Spelunky 2,
Ow.
I wanted to make sure we made
Yes, you can
Oh,
dialogue.
yeah.
in this
Great
game,
way to advertise your game. You die in like 5 seconds.
Well, if you're careless, yes.
Change the things that
You'll
made
die a lot.
Spelunky such a unique experience in the first place. So many people became fans of the game through their friends and family, and even strangers on the internet. That's one reason why we're adding online multiplayer, so that more people can play the game together.
Yeah, a lot
And
of
I
people
also
are
wanted
actually
to
asking
include
for
that
these
feeling of
features, so
community in
makes
Spelunky
sense.
2 itself to make
Asking
sure
you
that
shall
the game felt
receive.
welcoming, even though it's difficult.
Also, you can throw the
In
pug.
Spelunky 2, when you do runs and discover new characters, you'll also be building an in-game community and family. I designed the world of Spelunky 2 to feel much more rich and dynamic than Spelunky 1. It's going to feel a lot more full.
Oh.
Players will be able to explore and interact with it in lots of new ways. For example, you'll be able to ride turkeys
Of course.
and find hidden passageways. And you'll have to choose between branching paths as you make your way deeper into the caves. As a result, the
Yeah, the
stories
first
players
game also
create
had
will
the
have
branching
much more
paths.
texture to them.
Mm-hmm.
Even after many, many hours of playing, I still have interesting runs that don't even go past
Yeah, one of the
first
big
area.
selling point also of the first game was the high
In Spelunky
replayability
1,
value,
runs often
especially
centered
doing
around
that with
shops
friends.
and how you chose to interact with them. So in Spelunky 2, we've expanded the shopping experience and made them more nuanced and exciting. And also added new characters that can help you or hinder you.
Yeah, I can see
Given
that.
how amazing the Spelunky community is, it's hard to say how long it will take to find the deepest secrets. But I think the great thing about Spelunky is that the deepest secrets are the ones that even I don't know about.
Ooh.
And there are lots of new things to play with that I hope players can use to push past the boundaries of what we, as the developers, know about the game.
Oh no, I got gun with
I have
multiply
two
pugs.
types of
The
favorite
horror.
stories from Spelunky fans.
Well, why is that a
First,
bad
when
thing?
People are genuinely surprised at something that happened in the game.
No, don't
And
kill the
second, ones where
shopkeeper.
people shared a fun experience with friends and family in multiplayer. These are the stories I wanted to expand upon in Spelunky 2. They're really what guided my design choices. After releasing Spelunky, I knew there was a lot more that could be done with the concept and the world. Knowing that possibility was out there is what's been exciting for me and the rest of the team. In a lot of ways, when Spelunky 2
Good
comes
for
out, I
you.
want players to experience
And
what
also,
we
it's because we made a
experienced
lot of
when
money, so that's why this was
that
possible.
feeling that there's
But of
something
course.
special there waiting for you to discover it. A big thanks to the fans who've waited patiently for us to finish Spelunky 2. It's been a long journey, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Thanks.
Yeah.
And a lot of death.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Is Spelunky a foreign?
she's already dead.
Dead.
What is Spelunky a foreign word for death or something?
September 15th, 2020. Very nice.
So just over a
Got
month.
a bunch of new PS4
Let's see what
updates
we've
to
got
share
up.
with you, starting with a closer
Genshin
look at
Impact.
Genshin
Oh
Impact.
yeah, I think we already. Yeah, this is the Monster Hunter clone, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's something strange over there.
Come on, let's take a look.
Actually, no, this was the game that actually got a lot of some mild controversy because people accused it of ripping off Breath of the Wild.
Oh, so it's the Breath of the Wild clone, okay.
Actually, looks.
Yeah, I can
Yes, because
definitely
Breath of the Wild characters go around dressed like that.
I can definitely see the similarities in some things, but you know, that's literally that.
We have been.
I mean, by that logic, shouldn't we be saying Super Mario ripped off the first ever 2D platform?
No.
Actually, it's more like the Jana sisters, you know, in regards to Super Mario Bros.
Which, to be fair, yeah, the Jana sisters were literally meant to be bootlegs of Mario.
I can definitely see this was made to ride on the tide of success of Breath of the Wild, but that's literally it.
I can see the simulators to Breath of the Wild, but to be fair, a lot of games have been similar to Breath of the Wild lately, so it's just part of the course. If it's good on its own, then it's good on its own.
Think you can get away? Time for takeoff.
Genshin Impact.
Ah, okay, it's official release. What is this?
Oh, Genshin Steampunk.
No, this is another one.
Focus.
Yes, focus on the stream, guys.
Limestone Games? I don't remember this studio.
Hardcore game development.
I think this uses the same technique of cell shading 3D models the Arc System Works does for its fighting games.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I recently got wasn't that recent cross tag battle game made by Arc System Works?
You mean the BlazBlue cross tag thing with Ruby, Persona 4 and whatnot?
I got that recently for about £4. I haven't played it yet.
Look at it, I like
well, have fun collecting all that
this,
DLC.
I like the aesthetics, but I don't understand completely what genre this may be. Like a beat 'em up, a fighting game.
I think the DLCs also come down a bit in price.
Anyways, so yeah, cool stuff is happening, but I still have no idea what the heck this game is or what it's about.
Must die.
Okay.
Oh, next year. Okay.
That was a thing. I guess that was a teaser trailer. Nah, moving on.
Oh great, boat simulator. Oh no, wait, never mind.
Hanno mutazione.
Wait, another Anno game?
Thieves really did a number on people, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Look, Sea of Thieves taught us this. Just because you show us a fancy-looking trailer doesn't mean we're immediately going to get hyped. Show us some gameplay and then we'll see.
You know what this reminds me? Considering the sprite on a more 3D environment like this, you know, the actual 2D sprite, Disney Hercules on the PlayStation 1. The contrast, I mean.
Didn't Tarzan on PS1 do that as well?
That was entirely 3D model. Hercules was a blend of 3D environment and 2D sprite. The only other major 3D model was the Hydra.
Because of course.
I mean, it logically makes sense. You know, the Hydra was the major thing in CGI in the movie, so...
Exactly.
It's very eerie watching trailers like this with absolutely no narration.
Context.
Yeah.
Anno mutazione, December 2020.
Again.
Hang on, wait, I couldn't read all of that.
Again, I don't know.
Oh, great.
My invitation is open.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
it's still you.
trippy-looking game.
Oh yeah, wasn't this the really fucked up game?
Yes.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to it.
Wow, that's your new lead? Another monster hunt? Elizabeth Megafig is a two-bit con artist. Don't tell me you actually believe this half-baked nonsense. I swear, if you chase this Bugsnax story, you're out of a job. You're the journalist.
Okay.
But I don't work for you.
I think they do. Oh, it's first person.
Stranger, I could use your help. This bunger goes wild for ketchup. Use it to lead the bunger over
Of
yonder.
course.
I want
It does noises.
journalistic
My
instinct
god.
to find out what my favorite bug snack is. And feed it to me, obs.
Feed yourself, you lazy little.
Eating these things is a bad idea, as we've already seen.
I mean, I know your monsters and maybe have slightly different taste buds than we do, but still.
Catch bug snacks and bring everybody back to Snacksburg.
Where you
Building a
all probably
community.
die.
Find these bug snacks and make you back alive. You just might keep your job. Now get going and try not to fall off a cliff.
Oh
okay.
no.
Oh, boy.
Oh yeah, this is the
Shit.
bit where it gets fucked up.
Have fun.
Holiday 2020. Next.
There's a lot more in store. Let's start with
VR.
an eagerly awaited
Of
Oh,
course.
VR game.
a Star Wars VR.
A Star
game.
Wars? Oh yeah, because you know, saying a Star Wars something or other went well with Solo, didn't it?
To be fair, Dreams, before we knew the extent of it, Star Wars Kinect was hyped up as being very interesting for the premise alone, so I can totally see the process behind this as well.
I don't understand why you never mentioned that you had the Force.
So is EA the publisher of this one too?
I don't
Well,
know. I mean, yeah.
well, probably considering they're the ones who have publishing rights for the franchise.
For mine, that Star Wars Episode 1 racer game's been re-released.
Oh,
recently, and
that's a port. This is a new game, Dreams, so that's what I mean. Your series, Vader Immortal.
It looks fine.
Oh, August 25th.
It looks fine, but
don't
not
have
really
VR,
amazing.
This is.
Whatever you do, stay in the light.
Okay. Wait. That's a quote from Alan Wake.
505 games.
Oh, it's
Remedy
the.
Entertainment.
I get it. This is the DLC for the new
Control.
IP for Control, but it's themed after Alan Wake.
Huh.
Oh yeah, because Microsoft doesn't own Alan Wake anymore, does it?
They never owned it. They only own the publishing rights.
And I guess they don't own that now anymore.
No, they don't. No, Remedy owns it now.
This is particularly, it's been pretty interesting for the fans because Alan Wake kinda ends on an open note and people wanted to know a conclusion of it, so this might actually be the chance.
Oh.
Dragon Nest.
Oh yeah, that's you know, that'd be for a dark action game. Having the DLC named Awe isn't it can kind of be interpreted as something else. Like, hey, what's the new DLC called? It's called Awe.
Oh, it's a chess?
A chess game.
Well, with its own set of rules. I guess it uses more a tactical RPG system, just in a more simplified manner.
Rule 1, Twix wins.
That's not very fun.
It is for me.
Meh.
What about Jova wins?
Okay. I mean, it's not necessarily fun, but I guess I benefit from it.
Auto chess.
Oh, auto chess, whatever that.
Hello there.
The ladies'
Oh boy.
bathroom.
Toilet simulator. What the
No.
What is this? The Stanley Parable 2?
Is it a toilet simulator?
No, but the aesthetics of the outfits remind me a bit of that. Oh wait, you actually have to guide the stick figure from sign to sign? Okay. I will say this, it's an original concept for a platformer.
But where are we even going?
I don't know.
To the toilet.
What are the desires of a stick figure on a toilet?
Good question.
To pee.
That's
Maybe
so
not to
superficial,
be-
man.
What else would you go to the toilet for?
To pee or not to pee?
Maybe her sole purpose is that she's completely sick of being the toilet lady and she wants to go somewhere else. I don't know.
This is a bit reminiscent of Lost in Shadow.
Yes. Hey, you have to go to the PlayStation.
Yeah, she's going to
the pedestrian.
Okay.
Now you get to simulate the act of crossing the streets. In your very own PS4.
No,
you can't go outside and do it,
new
so
games.
here's a simulation.
New games for PS5.
Running silently between the streets.
Is it Godfall?
Lines of a corrupt state.
Oh.
Focus and Sumo.
Okay, who's Sumo Newcastle?
Oh, Sumo.
Okay, it's Sumo's Newcastle branch to be specific.
Oh, okay.
So what, do you play as Christopher Walken or something?
Let's see.
Authority and steel will not stop us. We aren't an
Ooh.
invading army.
Oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
We are wraiths. We bypass defenses and strike at the heart.
Okay.
You're the top men for the job, I see.
Take back what was stolen.
Jesus.
Oh boy, neck stabbing the game.
What's in the box?
We are rivals.
Rayman?
So Band of Thieves Simulator.
But don't we already have that?
A bit, a couple of times, I would say.
Or is
But
this like one of
this
those...
seems to be more in taking inspiration from both Assassin's Creed and the Thief franchise.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this one of those
Outlaws and Legends?
What, so something based off of Robin Hood?
Honestly, because
apparently.
it kind of gives me the vibe of a sort of battle arena where the job is basically sort of a capture the flag, in this case the chest, but like two different bands that have to actually get there, and the soldiers are just like the NPC, enemies.
They did seem to have an emphasis on bow and arrow gameplay, so...
Oh boy,
okay.
that game people only really paid attention to because they were sick of Pokemon.
Oh, speaking of which, what's this game I'm hearing about called Fall Guys that seems to be taking the internet by storm?
It's because it's one of the games that have been, like, for August, I think, free on the PS Plus, so people have just looked into out of curiosity, but I haven't seen it myself.
Anyway, this game, Temtem, it looks...
Yes, like I said before, this is one of those games that people were only really building up because they were sick of the franchises being a spiritual success.
You have a clapping emote.
I'm with Jover on one of his points too. I've never really been a huge fan of people that do that.
Let me put it like this. Overhyping something just because supposedly it's going to overtake the old guard is almost never a good reason to try and hype it up.
Last announcement.
Ooh, Godfall.
Yeah, the one from Gearbox.
Funny, I thought... Oh no, it's not made by Gearbox, it's just published.
Yeah, Gearbox.
No, it's made by Counterplay Games.
It's the weird thing with Gearbox works for 2K or Borderlands and other stuff,
Hello.
but also has some publishing rights on its
and I am
own.
the game director for Godfall. On behalf of Counterplay Games, we are
Good.
very excited to share
Keith
gameplay
Lee,
with
that's
you
the
today
name of a
and
wrestler.
offer you a glimpse into the mystical world of Godfall. Today, you'll be seeing extensive gameplay captured on a PlayStation 5 development.
Sure.
Please keep in mind that the game is still a work in progress, and some things may change from the final product as we continue to
Translation, it may not look as good as this when it eventually comes out.
Please enjoy. So
It's
let's
always
jump right
like
into
this.
what Godfall is.
Tell me about it.
Godfall is a looter slasher that features intense action, satisfying
Those
moments of
are
loot
just a
combat,
bunch of
and
words you just
robust
said.
Loot progression systems. You can enjoy the game at your own pace.
I never get why they like to talk all fanciful like this when they really don't have much of a reason to. Like, just be straightforward, dudes.
Brand new high fantasy universe
filled with heroic knights, arcane magic, and forbidden realms. The world is split up into the elemental realms of earth, water, air.
I mean, that's pretty much this. That's.
Forbidden Realms.
Gee, you said the words when you recovered the 4 elements. Never saw that before.
There are no microtransactions. No waiting for content.
Once again, nowadays one of the selling points of video games has to be reassuring the audience that there are no microtransactions. They've come this far, folks.
It'd be like if in like the late 90s people were saying, "Oh, don't worry, this game has no 2D."
Legendary armor sets that transform you into an
Oh boy, Valor
of
plates.
melee combat. Throughout your journey.
Oh yeah, it's mostly big to give different play styles and appearance. Consider this game focuses also a lot on multiplayer. It makes sense.
Talk about gameplay in Godfall. First, our team wanted to do something different. We wanted to combine action RPG loot progression with third-person melee combat to create what we think is a looter slasher. Our game is therefore one part gear
slasher
and one part player skill driven.
Looter slasher, that sounds like a song.
Not only do we want you to find
or a super villain.
Weapons with powerful
I am Looter Slasher.
Feeling of accomplishment or mastering the wide
Yeah,
set
it's got
of
the right
combat
ring to
mechanics
it.
available to you in Godfall. From a combat philosophy perspective, the melee combat in Godfall.
Man, I don't know about you, but this spokesperson here sounds like he's on some weed.
More often than
Can I have some?
you'll be facing multiple enemies.
No, Drew,
No,
just keep going.
I am so high on this game right now.
The tone seems to be still relatively lucid, Drew. I don't know.
Rewards you for being aggressive.
Well, he's a game director, and so he's the director of the game, so he's the actual developer, so maybe he's a bit shy.
Yeah, it's like the accidents that happened with Phil Fish. Everyone took that for granted that he was capable of doing interview when, well, he was not. Sorry, I'm not Phil Fish. The guy of Velo Games that responsible for No Man's Sky.
This is gonna be Counterplay Games' first game because the studio just got made.
Well, it looks interesting.
Is it composed by veterans of other previous teams?
Yes, that's what they say on the website. Yes.
It makes sense when they can manage to produce something of this quality as their first title.
Well, they have Gearbox backing them, so I guess that helps as well.
And how to modify them in greater detail. For now, we'll go over the dual blades and longsword weapon classes. The dual blades are the fastest weapon class in Godfall, and body speed.
This is probably gonna go on for a bit.
And we always wanted to roleplay as Kirito from Sword Art Online, now you can.
Well, look at the bright side, guys. We keep complaining that they don't show gameplay. Well, they're showing gameplay. You can complain about that now.
Besides, dude, they'll probably be done soon enough since this thing's only marketed for like 40 minutes anyway.
This game is also one of the most awaited third-party.
It's close to release anyway, too.
Yeah,
so
as you build up charge, you can also activate inner focus.
Besides, you can tell that Sony has been building up the marketing because this was like literally the first title for PS5 announced last year at the Game Awards.
Towards you, like pulling a cable. Now let's switch to the longsword weapon class. Longswords are balanced weapons, embodying crisp damage and simple cooldowns without needing a lot of elaborate combo setups. Similar to dual blades, longswords have their own 4-hit light attack combo. Then there's the heavy attack finisher, which can be used at the end of your light attack combo.
Obviously.
Basically, this is probably gonna be your starter weapon.
There's spectral
so basically an action RPG with hack and slash combat. That sounds pretty cool.
Nearby targets. Then there's spiral technique, which eviscerates all enemies in a straight fixed path.
Teleports
there's a
behind
white
you.
flash after a longsword swing called a timing attack. If you press the shield button exactly at the same time, you'll perform a devastating shield uppercut with your longsword. The shield is a core part of Godfall. It's available to you throughout the entire game. You can always block incoming attacks with your shield. If you press the shield button at the right time, you can also parry an attack. You can perform a light attack after
I mean,
a
you can
last
do that
second
in
shield
a lot of
block
things.
to counterattack
Alright,
with
so
a
it's-
powerful shield strike. The shield is great not just for defense,
Oh, so it's
but also
similar
offense.
to
So-
God of War
You can
4.
aim
So what
Also
exactly?
Dark Souls.
So what
hit
exactly has
multiple
been
nearby
the
targets.
supposed
If you
hype
tap
for this
shield
game?
button just as you catch
Well,
your
this game
shield,
doesn't have
you can
dodge
perform
roll,
a
does it too?
powerful
Did they show
wave
dodge
attack.
roll?
No, but it seems to be compensated by dashing.
To petrify
I guess.
enemies.
Oh, so that's where the hype is coming from.
Depends on where
And of
your
course,
invisibility
you can
frames are,
perform
that's for
R3
sure.
ground
So the
finisher
hype comes
on
from the
enemies
dodge roll, of
after
course.
knockdown to the ground.
Not necessarily, Jova. But
So-
I was talking with Pedro about that. I don't know, Jova. Maybe people just like the way it looks or plays.
I do. It looks
yeah,
fun.
it looks fine, yeah.
That's a big mace.
Maybe it's compensating for something.
I do like me some games with knights fighting. So.
Yeah, and it does look pretty good, honestly.
Oh shit.
It's like it's trying to be like, I don't know what kind of story and tone and lore they're gonna have, but maybe it might be something like a more accessible Souls type of game.
They did mention about at least 4 types of war based on the classic elements. You know, earth, wind, water, fire, body, da. You know. So at least there is that, but the extent will, especially because I wonder what the extent of a single player experience will be and how much instead of multiplayer component will be. Remember, the first announcement of the game heavily mentioned the multiplayer, so I do wonder if they want to cater in an equal manner, if
We
not
hope you enjoyed
more.
our first walkthrough video of Godfall running on the PlayStation 5. We also want to thank all the fans for their endless support since our initial reveal back in December.
Yeah.
We have a few more surprises coming down the road, such as details on loot and progression, and are eager to share more with you on our way to launch.
By the way, the game comes out
We
tomorrow.
hope that you will join our Godfall community
It's out
on
now.
Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you.
Oh, not Instagram? I'm so disappointed.
What about TikTok?
Please follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on TikTok.
But please don't troll us there.
Please.
We're gonna use one of the Knights' faces to do a deep fake of Bakamitai.
Alright, that's a wrap then.
Okay.
Alright, so final thoughts. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. You know, honestly, as far as state of plays go, that was pretty good. It had something that a lot of state of plays lacked, and that's actually good variety here. Great showing with Crash Bandicoot 4, then followed up by Hitman. Godfall actually looks pretty nice, even though I don't really know much about it, but it looks nice. Like, you know, even with stuff that I wasn't that interested in, I could say that at least it looks suitable. Except for the parts where they pretty much just did teaser trailers or seriously just cinematic trailers here and there. That was a bit annoying here and there. But in terms of variety, they seem to have finally hit a stride with these state of plays here, so it definitely shows that they're improving with state of plays.
Hey, at least they're showing gameplay. When was the last time Microsoft showed gameplay in one of their shit?
Technically they did, but there was a lack of it.
Yeah.
Whatever, though. As far as state of plays go, this was fine.
Lives?
It was okay. I mean, I'm not exactly the biggest. I mean, Godfall doesn't really look like my kind of game, but I really enjoyed the Crash stuff that we saw, especially the inverted mode.
Uh-huh.
Where you can play it, but it's like what did they reverse the colors or?
I mean, like you said, I'm expecting at least one of those, silhouette levels that have like one color, like bright red on the background, and everything is black, just like a couple of games did, like Rayman Origins or Donkey Kong Country Returns. Even DuckTales Remastered had one.
And those bits were being done by Beanox.
Mm-hmm. So there's like some minor. I do wonder if potential DSC support from Beanox may be those couple of extra levels, for the future, similar with this kind of theme, just to give an extra challenge.
Yeah, sure, I guess. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see. I mean, yeah, speaking of Activision stuff, I'm surprised wasn't a bit shown about the Tony Hawk remaster, but yeah, I mean, I thought this was a fine stream. Yeah, it's got a lot of variety, even if I'm not really that interested in stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Pedro.
Oh, it looked fine. The highlight for me was Godfall because I love these types of games. Taking place in medieval settings where we fight as big sword-wielding knights, so that's really cool for me. Everything Crash 4 also looks awesome, so that's cool. Aside from that, yeah, it's a lot of indie stuff that's fine, but it's not for me, so that's not that much. But yeah, like just for Godfall and Crash alone, it was worth it. That's about it.
Sure.
Saw a lot more from Crash than I honestly expected to see. I thought it would just be the same stuff we've already seen, plus a couple of extras. But Dingodile being playable is something interesting.
Yes.
Not sure how that's gonna go.
Well, they did mention and show that it doesn't use the flamethrower. Instead, he's using a vacuum.
And
so
also a
the
spin
gameplay...
attack himself.
Actually, it looks like it is his flamethrower, just that his flamethrower...
Well, they said in the trailer that he ditched the flamethrower, so... The different alternative gameplay modes are nice in terms of the environment changes anyway.
Makes me wonder if those rumors of Nina and Tawna being playable are also true, seeing as how there's probably still more playable characters we have yet to see.
That would be... I mean, a lot of people do want that, so that would be nice to have.
Although, sorry, I forgot to mention this a bit earlier. I gotta say, I do kind of feel sorry for Cortex and Entropy. They had to wait all that time to grow up enough to be able to fight Crash again.
I guess that explains why Cortex looks somewhat younger than his previous self.
And Engine is somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, doesn't Engine not like Cortex that much?
What? No. Engine pretty much supports Cortex. I think that's Embryo you're thinking of.
Oh, so I must have gotten me.
Yeah, that's Embryo.
I keep getting the ends mixed up.
It's fine. But yeah, this is still probably a day one thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing then is Bugsnax. I guess they're saving some of the more body horror elements for the release. Yeah, I guess they don't want to show too much of that, but I'm still looking forward to that because I'm kind of curious about that. Yeah, that's it. That's it for me for this. This was a fine state of play.
Alright, I'll conclude. The Crash stuff is really impressive, considering the quick release date when they announced it and everything. I wasn't expecting it to have that much, maybe a couple of new gimmicks just to experiment that, and that will be like a proper, like a small stepping stone start for Activision to experiment to go on. But no, it seems that they're actually putting actual, proper effort and budget into it, so it's nice.
Well, my guess is they probably already had the engine and assets from the Insane trilogy that they're reusing here.
No. This is a completely different one.
But for character design and everything, it's clear they also did mention that they had to redesign literally everything, including Crash, Coco, and Cortex.
Honestly...
I'm talking more about also the level variety and the gimmicks used. It's interesting how Crash, which was supposed to be the alternative to Sonic and Mario, now has ended up using directly elements from them. But at this point, it's very hard to make a platformer super original. So it's actually fine. And Crash never had experiment particularly with these power-ups, so might as well actually give it a go. As for the story, well, we'll see, I guess, how this Crisis on Infinite Bandicoots happens. Hitman 3 is nice. Again, a franchise that I may wanted to get into, but never really had the occasions. But it's nice that IO Entertainment, the studio, is actually able to finally stand on its two legs. The Braid Anniversary Edition actually looks fine, especially for a port, because they could have easily just slapped it the original like that. It's also coming to other consoles, which the Xbox One and Series X, and also PC. So it's like a complete package thing for everyone. So, but it's nice that the developer is actually giving a damn.
On that note, if I may, one of the things, because there seem to be quite a few changes coming to this new version, I wonder if some of the writing might be zhuzhed up a little bit, because that was one of the main complaints, was that this was very vague and very convoluted, and
not just
was.
that, not just that, like you said, some of the secrets to find are very asinine even for my taste. Like, so in some cases you have to literally wait for hours on one spot.
No, I couldn't get into Braid for like reasons like this. It's
But anyway, we'll see. The Pathless is something that actually interested me. It seems to be combining a couple of things, like a bit of Breath of the Wild, a bit of Shadow of the Colossus here and there, with the speed of sound of Sonic, So that actually may be interesting. It's also coming to PC and PS4, and it's coming relatively soon enough, so who knows. Spelunky 2, I wanted to get into the first game, but never had the occasion, considering backlog and stuff. But it's also nice coming from the developer to hear that he wanted to expand everything, and thanks to the success of the first game, now we can. Genshin Impact, don't really care much for it, but it has its fan base. Anno Mutationem, I wish I knew about the game, but the trailer was very vague aside from presenting the aesthetics. Is it a platformer, a combat? Bugsnax, same statement from the first time I saw, so go for that. Temtem, looks okay, but not for me. Same, that game, Eon, I think it was called, the one that looked similar to the one of Arc System, Like I said, maybe look interesting, but I need to understand what kind of game it is. Is it like a beat 'em up, fighting game, a platformer, a combination, because the aesthetics alone are nice, but that, I need also gameplay to sell me. The Control DLC is a tease, seems to be towards Alan Wake, so you will actually see the conclusion, And lastly, Godfall is just as solid as they presented it. I still want to see, wait until the game comes out to see properly how it is in its extent and everything, but it looks robust, and again, it looks nice that for a first attempt of a newly formed studio, it still looks, this kind of quality on its own. Now, here's hoping Gearbox didn't have to steal money from another development to pump into this, but that's just speculation. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So
I think we can all agree the best thing shown was Crash.
Yeah.
All right, see you for the next one, I guess.
We'll see you then.
See ya.
See ya.